working on making sure the space is all that it can be for when we can open again and join you. And you can come and join us and get creative here. But whilst we're in lockdown and all the social distancing restrictions, we're really excited that we've received funding from Trafford Council's Emergency Response Fund for COVID-19 to bring to you Stay Creative OT, which is a project designed to keep Old Trafford creative during this lockdown and social distancing time. Now, I'll explain a little bit about the project during this time, and then we're also going to speak with one of the artists, as well as share some of the ways that you have been being creative so far, which is amazing. So, our project Stay Creative OT. We are working with 5 local artists from all different, ranging photography, designers, visual artists. We're working with them to bring you some artist videos, to bring you some fortnightly challenges, to get you getting creative, but also to take that and share that with other people too, whether that's sharing it in your window, creating something that can be hung up in a park for other people to see, or maybe just posting something, either physically, posting in the letterbox, or posting something online. Along with that, we'll also be creating some outdoor art for you to experience if you are able to go out for some daily exercise in the local area. And on our social media channels, there will be full of different tips and ideas to just keep you going, keep you getting creative, and sharing that with other people. Now, we understand that not everybody has access to social media, not everybody has a computer. So we have also, as part of Stay Creative OT, we have been able to make up some creative packs, which I'll just show you here. And these are full of all sorts of materials. We've got paints, paper, pencils, chalk, sketchbooks, glue, scissors, hole punches, lots of different things that can encourage creativity. And these are designed for people who might not have computer access. They're designed for people who might be shielding by themselves, or families within our community who might not have the funds or the means to order art materials at home. So if you know somebody who might benefit from one of them, do get in touch, and we'll also be distributing these packs through our partners, through St John's Centre Hub, through Limelight, and also through local primary schools too. But if you think you know somebody who might benefit, please get in touch. And what's also going to be in these packs is all the 5 artists are producing some paper worksheets explaining their tasks that will be in the video. That will also be on paper, that can be downloadable on our website, but that can also, it'll be in the packs, so people who don't have access to the computer can still get creative. So like I said, we've got 5 local great artists who are going to be working with us, and again getting you to be creative in a number of different ways. We've got Alice, who's a documentary photographer, who's coming up with some great ideas that you can work with photos in your own home. We've got Sam, who's a visual artist, and she will be the first video that we release later on this week, getting you to think about how you can paint at home even if you don't have paintbrushes or paper or paint even. There will be ways that you can do it. So everything that we're coming up with, you should be able to do from your own home without, hardly any materials, with stuff that you should have there. We've also got Sal's, who's from Duda Designs, who's going to be creating some animation you can have a go at, and Michelle, who's another visual artist, working with found objects. So we've really tried to think across the spectrum about what you can do to get creative in many different ways. Now, the final artist that we're working with is a graphic designer called Doug, and I should hopefully have him on Skype now, and he's just going to share a little bit about how he's found lockdown and what he's going to be doing to get OT creative. So, hello Doug, are you there? You are fantastic. I am all right, thank you. I'm doing okay. I'm glad this is working. So Doug, tell me a little bit about yourself and how you found lockdown so far. Uh-huh. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Yes. And how have you found it? How has it affected your work then? So as a graphic designer, are you freelance? How's that affected your work? Yeah. Right. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Okay. So you found time. How have you been able to stay creative during lockdown? Okay, so I think you might not have been able to have heard Doug just yet, but he's been sharing that as a graphic designer, he has, he's freelance. He's not lost. I mean, he has lost some work. That's slowed down, but actually, he's been able to keep on his own projects and getting creative. So I wonder whether Doug, if you just tell me, and I can always feed it back to the camera. Um, so Doug, tell us what you've got in store for your sort of creative challenge for the people of Old Trafford that you're going to be doing in your worksheet and video.
A creative challenge will be doing a poster, which sounds pretty simple. You do it in growing up, you do it quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and but I'm going to give little tips on how to make posters even better,
Mm-hmm.
because obviously that's one of the things I focus on
Yeah.
in my designs, and it'll all be handmade. So I'll teach.
Hear Doug now. They can hear Doug.
Oh, great. I think everybody can hear Doug. So, Doug, just sum up again a little bit, yeah, what you are going to be bringing for as a challenge for OT to get creative. So, I think you were saying that you're going to be designing, getting people to design posters.
Yes, design posters, because that's what I do
Uh-huh.
as part of my marketing design. Um, and it'll be teaching things all handmade using things like collage
Mm-hmm.
maybe, and I'll teach some basic hand lettering,
Fantastic.
all stuff that you can do at
Mm-hmm.
home quite easily.
Yeah. Brilliant. That
Yeah,
sounds really great. And what I can say as well, so if you're designing these posters, when you've got them, you can share them in your window. And also, if you wanted anything blown up a bit bigger, you can send it to OT CreateSpace and we will print it a bit bigger for you too. And Doug, finally,
and also
why do you think it's so important to stay creative? Why would you recommend staying creative to people?
well, I think it's quite a big. I'd say creativity and sort of community go hand in hand quite well. I think. Um, I mean, creativity is always something to for sharing your message and communicating. And I think times, community is, I mean, it's always important, but especially now,
Mm-hmm.
especially in lockdown, and just getting your message out there, whether, it's literally using posters or, um, I guess, other ways of art
Yeah.
might be more abstract. Like I remember you had, was there a chair in your window that was really abstract about identity, I
Mm-hmm.
think it was.
Yeah.
Um, And so no matter how it is, it's always about community. Art's always been
Mm-hmm.
so creativity's always been about community. Cavemen, with
Yeah.
paintings on the walls, I was just telling story,
Mm-hmm.
and it just brings people together, I think,
Fantastic.
which I think is really important right now.
That's brilliant. And I think what you said about communicating with others, that actually, whilst we may not be able to communicate, right next to each other physically, actually we can communicate through art, through posters, through
Yeah,
stories. Um, and that's brilliant. Well, Doug, thank you so much for joining in with us today. We really look forward to
Thank you for having me.
your artist video and to see what the community of Old Trafford create inspired by your ideas. So thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Brilliant. Okay, and like I said, so yeah, Doug, along with the other artists, will be producing videos that we'll put on our website, on our social media, sharing their tips, but there will also be paper copies of all that. So again, if you know people who might really benefit from having something paper, do get in touch, and we'll also be looking at translating those into different languages as well, so it's completely accessible for our wonderful Old Trafford community. Now, we have got our Stay Creative OT project. We have also got that as a hashtag, and we have been asking the community of Old Trafford to share how they are staying creative. And I can tell you, you know, Old Trafford is a very creative community. There has been all sorts of stuff going on, and I think now we're going to have some photos and videos showing how the community of Old Trafford have been creative. And if you're watching this live right now, please, you know, you can add in more photos if you want, share them with the hashtag StayCreativeOT, or just add them in the comments and we'll see if we can share them at the end. So, we have had lots of chalking. I have noticed loads of chalking. We did some chalking in Hullard Park, Old Trafford loves, but there have been some amazing chalks. I think we've seen a solar system, some people washing hands, even, you know, murals going on the wall in chalk, talking about staying safe and being loved, which is just brilliant. We have loved that chalking and we hope that that continues. We've also had some stick art in the park where we've seen things made out of what you can find in the park, as well as more chalk sharing about the things that we love about the NHS. So really it's getting very creative. The chalks may have run out, but you've been able to do some art with sticks, write messages. And as the weekly challenges go on, there will be more stuff that will be encouraging you to get in. Now as well, we've had monsters. We've had the monster challenge that were made with the Back Gallery Art Club hung up around the parks. And the parks are great places to be in Old Trafford. And we have had not just people from Art Club make monsters, we've had other people in the community add their monsters in the park. And I hope you've had a chance, if you've not had a chance to see the monsters, head out and go and see if you can find them, or make them too, because what's wonderful is to make something and share it with other people so more can enjoy that. And not only we've had monsters being made out of recycled things as well, which is great because we're reusing stuff. We've also had monsters drawn as chalk in the park, which I know people have really enjoyed doing. So a big thank you to everybody who's got involved with this project, to everybody who shared stuff with that hashtag StayCreativeOT, because I know in the parks people have really enjoyed it. Now also, okay, yeah, so it's been great seeing people explore the monsters around the park and get involved with that and add their own ones. We've had from Alex has given us a picture where they've drawn a massive monster, kind of crocodile looking, French I think he is, in the park, which is brilliant, and I've personally seen people enjoying that, spotting the mobiles, seeing the chalks on the floor, which is just brilliant. It brings people together, there's common ground and it's something to enjoy. Now as well, I'm sure you have all seen the wonderful rainbows that have been around, and we know different people who've shared them with us, who've shared them online, some fantastic rainbows. So we're just going to share a few of those with you now, and that is just, it's beautiful. It's been great to see people getting involved like that, and we hope that with Stay Creative OT that we can begin to share more art, not just rainbows in windows, but anything that you're doing at home, you can share those as well. And there's not just been rainbows in windows, Some people have gone and painted rainbows on their fences. We've got a wonderful Stay Safe rainbow on the fence there, which is great. And again, you can see people just using paints that they have, what they have. You don't need to go out and buy extra things. Actually, using what you have can send a beautiful message to people and join them in. So we've also had some pictures sent in from a couple of children who did the Discover Arts Award with us in our last project, and they've been getting creative through drawing sort of different cartoon characters at home, and that's really wonderful to see that, you know, in all different ways we can keep getting creative and doing things. So communities in Old Trafford and creative groups in Old Trafford, whilst we may not be able to meet together, they have got inventive in how things can still be done. The drawing social group at Limelight have moved online. They've formed a WhatsApp group where they're sharing and challenging each other to stay creative, and we've got a little video from one of the participants there, Avril, who's shown many different drawings she's created during lockdown. And I think, you know, from chatting with her, that staying creative has been really important for her, you know, whilst, you know, isolating alone in her flat. She's produced some wonderful work and begun to really experiment with things, which is just wonderful to see. Now, all this art that's being creative, another local artist, Sally Hurst, has come up with the idea that actually we can create an exhibition in our windows. So similar to the rainbows, Sally has organised a street art exhibition where you can share any works of your art, or maybe just something you have in your house, you can show in your window so other people can enjoy that as they walk to and from doing their essential shopping or exercise too. Now, it's not just visual art that's gone online as well. There is the Young Identity poetry group in Old Trafford, and they used to meet at Limelight, but again they've moved on to Zoom on Tuesday evenings. I think we'll have a little flyer coming up soon for what they're doing. Isaiah Hull has been in touch and shared what he is doing to keep young people creative and connecting with one another. So if you're aged between 13 and 25, you can join their group on Zoom. There's contact details there, and we've shared this on our social media as well. And it's just brilliant to see people come in and, you know, having new ideas about how we can continue to support one another and stay creative during this time. Even though we can't physically be with each other, we can still keep doing things too. So Young Identity, look them up if you've not heard them before and see what they are doing to stay creative as well. So that's it, yeah, Tuesday evening, 7 till 9 on Zoom, but there's contact details there and you can get involved. Now, artists, they've really, you know, they've worked hard. How can they work during this time? And a local ceramicist, Rebecca Morris, has been running a wonderful project creating flower pots for young people that they can paint, and then she has fired them in the kiln and glazed them, and then they can grow their own plants in them. And Rebecca Morris, she worked with us to then, so we could distribute some pots for other people in Old Trafford to get involved in who might not be able to afford a full kit. They could still get in. So it's great that she's thinking about the whole community about Old Trafford, and they produced some wonderful flower pots. Really pleased to see what they've done. So yeah, be positive, some great messages on there. So we've really enjoyed seeing those. So thank you. Do look up Rebecca Morris Ceramics too. And finally, you have been tweeting away using that hashtag StayCreativeOT. One, just to make you laugh, local comedian Tony Vino even did a comedy show on a street. I think you'll see the video shortly, but he did a comedy show which involved him dressed as a Power Ranger inside a giant yellow balloon. So incredibly, I think it'll come on screen soon, so you will see that, and it will make you smile. But it's all about getting inventive with creativity. What we are hoping to bring with Stay Creative OT is thinking outside the box. How can we get creative in new ways with looking what we've got in our houses, and also how can we share that with others? So Tony did this comedy show and there was a DJ, and that was socially distanced but in their street for people there to enjoy. So it's really about how can we bring people together, and we hope through this project that it will bring people together, that we can harness all this creativity in Old Trafford and we can keep sharing it and encouraging one another whilst we're in this time during lockdown, that we can still keep building each other up, encouraging each other to be creative. So please use that hashtag. We will be using it throughout the whole project to share how you are getting creative, whether that's through one of the challenges that we've given you, or whether it's just what you're getting on with at home, or if you've got a creative pack, you can show what you've got up to making those as well. So we would like to thank you all for being creative and joining in with this live broadcast today. Thanks to Doug for joining us and sharing a little bit about how he's staying creative. Thanks for all the work that you've shared on social media in all the different groups. There is more, and we will continue to share that online. So do stay tuned to our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube too. We'll be posting the artist videos there on YouTube. And our first artist video will be coming later this week. So stay tuned, they'll go on our website, but also onto the social media platforms. And please tell us how you're getting on. We love to hear how you are doing. So, oh, thank you, Ruth Bellhouse. I think you've been commenting and enjoying it. And Avril, great. Really glad you've enjoyed this. Just to say as well, on the first Saturday of every month, we host a live art club, so similar to this live broadcast, but we will have an activity for you to do that will then link in with the Stay Creative OT project in some way as well. So what we ask you to do is please stay creative, tune into our social media, keep us posted with how you're getting creative, and hopefully you'll give our fortnightly challenges a go, and do what we say is share it with us. If you are struggling for any materials or trying anything, get in contact with us. You can WhatsApp us, you can email us, or just message us on social media, and we will do all that we can to support you during this time. And also just a reminder, we've got those creative packs that we're distributing through the primary schools, Limelight, St John's, but if you know somebody who would benefit, please let us know and we will work out how we can get that to them. And I'd like to say a big thank you to my technical team. They've done an amazing job in setting this up. I've enjoyed sitting in the front of our shop, our studio here, seeing everybody going past, and I've loved chatting to you today. So please do share this with other people. Let's keep OT creative. Let's stay creative, OT. Bye-bye.